Right now, complaints out of multiple cities about a taco festival. We check in with organizers at Stevens Field to see if they're concerned about bringing the event to Madison.
Also, new images from inside Fort McCoy give us one of our first looks at life for Afghan refugees staying in Wisconsin.
Also, how a new eviction defense clinic launching at UW will help those struggling to stay in their homes now that an eviction moratorium has ended. News 3 now at 6 begins right now.
We get the wristbands, and then as soon as we walk on the field, we kind of see that there's only one taco truck in a long line.
Similar stories popping up all over the country in regard to this taco festival that isn't quite living up to its advertising in some cities. And now the people who created that festival are prepared to bring it to Madison next weekend. It
is slated to happen at Stevens Field, and that is where we find our Adam Duxter with what staff has to say about the concerns.
A word of unhappy customers who didn't quite get what they pay for is blowing up online today after the Taco Fest, run by an organization called AZ Food Festivals, has left just about every city that it's gone to with a bad taste in its mouth. And the most common complaints include people not getting their food or other items that they paid for, or finding the food that they got to be subpar. Tonight, we're told Big Top Events, which oversees all the events here at Stevens, is investigating, but due to a binding agreement to play host, they're not quite sure if the event can be canceled yet. They say out of the 500 events they've booked over the years here at Stevens, they've never handled one quite like this.
I think we've got a long history of running really good events here at Stevens Field, and people enjoy their time here, and we're going to make sure one way or another that we keep that going, and we're not gonna let this potential event tarnish what we do here.
And the question now becomes, is this an event that is purposefully scamming folks out of their money, or rather is it one that is simply poorly run? And the folks here at Stevens say, for what it's worth, the tickets have been sold, the vendors are booked, and the t-shirts for the event, they've already showed up here. And they do say if you are concerned and you do want a refund, you can always call and get your money back ahead of time.
Adam, thank you. This summer, more and more people in Wisconsin are facing the reality they could lose their homes. Eviction court filings have been rising this summer, and experts fear will go up even more soon.
And that's because this week, the grace period for paying September's rent ends. To help prevent what's coming, Naomi Coles explains what UW's law school is putting together.
That school, they announced a new evictions defense clinic today where a supervising attorney will help 7 law students take on weekly eviction cases throughout the school year. The state is tracking evictions data and tells me that while the numbers are tough to track in real time because circuit courts update their data at different paces, they are definitely seeing an upward trend since the moratorium ended 2 weeks ago on August 26. However, it will be a few weeks before we see whether eviction judgments rise as well. UW's announcement is a response to that need, impacting many more people than usual during the pandemic.
You're impacted by whether or not your coworkers are evicted, whether or not your school, your school children, school-aged children's friends are evicted from their homes. So rental housing impacts all of us, and a number of people who are at risk of eviction because of the end of the CDC moratorium is going way, way up.
The clinic is being funded by federal emergency rental assistance. The city of Madison voted last month to direct $1 million to legal services for people being evicted. We've also got links online right now to rental assistance resources on channel3000.com if you are facing housing instability and need help for where to look.
A new report suggests people are buying dramatically more alcohol during the COVID-19 pandemic. The nonpartisan Wisconsin Policy Forum findings show revenue from state excise taxes on alcohol during the year that ended June 30th increased almost 17%. The increase likely will be the largest percentage jump since 1972 if the preliminary data holds. That is the year the state lowered the drinking age to 18. Between 2009 and 2020, the percentage increase in alcohol tax revenue exceeded 2.4% in only 1 year. The report said increased drinking may not be surprising given rising stress over personal health, job losses, and a lack of leisure activities as the pandemic continues.
Time to check your certified most accurate forecast. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Very refreshing on the backyard patio. Skies are partly sunny. Temperatures are comfortable in the upper 60s to around 70. Visible cloud track shows that we've had some clouds build up this afternoon, and there have been some showers and isolated thunderstorms, mainly in the northern portion of the state. A few of these showers are drifting southward and may affect areas north of Madison, but you can see how widely scattered they are, so it's probably better than even chances that you're not going to see any rain, even if you're north of town. Temperatures are in the upper 60s to lower 70s. We're at 69 last hour in Madison. We're back up to 71 degrees, but the dew point temperatures are right around 50, so the air is pretty dry. That difference between the temperature and the dew point means the air is drying out, and some of those showers may not even be reaching the ground. Look for a low tonight of 51 as skies clear out overnight. Tomorrow, a nice day with a high of 73, but warmer weather's on the way for the end of the week. I'll tell you how warm it'll get in just a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. Tonight, we're getting a more in-depth picture of what life looks like inside Fort McCoy for Afghan refugees.
These photos are from the Department of Defense. They show Afghan refugees receiving donations of clothes, shoes, and other items. As we've told you, many community organizations have stepped up to provide the refugees with support. We've also seen young Afghan children playing with U.S. military members at Fort McCoy. More than 8,700 refugees are currently on base, although Fort McCoy plans to stop providing numbers. President Biden is asking Congress for more than $6 billion in emergency spending to help resettle the refugees here in America. Refugees are also undergoing extensive screening procedures, both before entering the U.S. and on U.S. military bases. These photos show the biometrics processes being used by immigration service officers assigned to Fort McCoy to help with the screening process. Some Republicans have raised concerns about the vetting process, while Democrats say they are confident in it.
COVID prevention efforts are also underway on the base. Refugees are being offered free vaccines. All Afghans are also tested for COVID when they arrive in the U.S. Yesterday, congressional Democrats visiting the base said most refugees were accepting the vaccinations. As many as 65,000 Afghans are expected to arrive in the U.S. by the end of the month. Groups of volunteers are doing what they can to make Wisconsin feel more like home for those refugees. A car loaded with supplies just left a West Madison neighborhood headed for Fort McCoy. Beyond the items, the women behind the effort hope it brings refugees a little comfort. Our Madeline O'Neill reports.
People have gone through an incredible ordeal to arrive here.
For Afghan refugees, the very fabric of their universe is torn. And while donations for refugees staying at Fort McCoy are coming in.
Look at this.
These women in Madison are sending something with a special touch.
I just call it a mountain of fabric.
Behind that is a mountain of effort, starting with Connie McElroy.
Bag of thread.
Her friend is volunteering at Fort McCoy and told her Afghan women had access to just a couple sewing machines with no patterns and little fabric.
I thought, a fabric drive.
A fabric drive.
We can fit more on top here.
Literally. Since Friday, many friends and volunteers have added to the mountain of fabric.
Thank you.
Which will make its way.
Yeah, there's no way it's going to fit in our car.
Slowly and surely.
Well, I am prepared to go to U-Haul and just get a trailer.
To Fort McCoy.
This is one way to bring some comfort and maybe make this experience feel less intimidating and foreign.
I got so excited seeing them here. It's like every time I come on the porch.
A few minutes drive from Connie, quilter Gail Jacob is happy to help refugees make clothes they feel comfortable in.
I just think it's a thrilling project.
Getting a hold of the Sewing Machine Project based in Madison, which donated these sewing machines with love.
And I think everyone is concerned about the refugees who came so suddenly and without anything.
This gives them something beyond just machines and fabric.
It's creative, it's meditative.
To help stitch the lives they knew to the new ones they'll create.
It may seem like a small thing, feeling comfortable in your clothing, but I think even a small thing can mean a lot and bring more comfort.
Maddie O'Neill reporting. A lot of people donated to this effort, including the Madison Sewing Guild and the Sewing Machine Project. The women behind this have also raised $8,000 so far on Venmo. And we'll have more on how you can help on our website, channel3000.com.
Beloit Memorial High School was placed into a soft lockdown today due to an anonymous threat. Police are investigating the credibility of this threat. Few details have been released, but the school says a thorough search of the school happened and no weapons were found. Students were released early. Anyone with any tips about the incident should contact Beloit Area Crime Stoppers. Beloit police say the autopsy is now complete for a man found dead over the holiday weekend. It is believed the victim was shot Friday night, although the body was not found until Sunday. Friday. Officers were called to Bluff Street and Portland Avenue Friday night for shots fired. Police did not initially find the body due to location and time of day, but they did find shell casings. Police are asking anyone with information to contact Crime Stoppers.
And we now know the name of the person killed in a homicide on Martha Lane in Madison over the weekend. The Dane County Medical Examiner says 20-year-old Nicholas Cook was shot and killed. Madison police are still investigating.
Ahead at 6, the COVID-19 pandemic isn't over yet, but researchers are already looking ahead to the next pandemic.
Why they say viruses like COVID-19 are becoming more common and what it means for keeping you healthy in the future.
Finding the right ingredients for a healthy lifestyle can be tricky. That's why SSM Health and News 3 Now are here to help.
Our Time for Kids recipe for health experts use online conversations and on-air reports to answer your health questions.
So tell us, what topics would your family like to hear about? What questions do you have?
Use the handy feedback form on our Time for Kids page to share what matters most to your family's health. And together,
let's take time for kids.
The light at the end of the tunnel isn't shining so brightly for everyone. Families continue to fight for survival. Some jobs are gone forever. Bills pile up. But please know, you have not been forgotten. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
Powerball, the big jackpot game where the next thing you know, it rolls, it grows, and it draws. Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. 3 days a week at lottery retailers across the state. Powerball from the Wisconsin Lottery.
One of our biggest furniture events of the year, the Labor Day sale at Slumberland. Take an additional 25% off our already low prices. We have an incredible assortment of everything for your home, from sleep to sectionals to decor.
This is totally you.
Oh. Yeah, this is the winner.
Well, hello, Slumberland.
Get your look for less at the huge Labor Day sale at Slumberland.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6. Winner of the National Edward R. Murrow Award for Overall Excellence in Television.
Welcome back. A new multi-purpose building in Madison is moving forward. Phase 1 of Madison Yards on the corner of University Avenue and North Seago Road broke ground this morning. The first stage of the project will feature a 50,000 square foot Whole Foods, along with over 270 apartments and 11,000 square feet of retail space. The 20-acre project will also feature more residential units, a hotel, farmers market, and a public plaza.
And a new multi-use building at Beloit College will help the school continue its focus on energy and sustainability. The powerhouse was formerly the old Alliant Energy Blackhawk power plant, but now it's repurposed into a student union and rec and athletics facility. The governor among those at a special event today recognizing the importance of the project and Beloit College's commitment to sustainability. Focus on Energy helped with nearly $170,000 in financial incentives. Beloit College used public and private incentives and donations for the powerhouse.
A Madison teacher won the Staples Connect Thank a Teacher contest today for doing something good for her students.
So let's have one huge applause for Maestra Sarah.
Sarah Neeson is a third-grade bilingual teacher at Nuestro Mundo Community School. She is one of only 20 winners nationwide. The school gets $5,000 and Sarah gets $2,000. This year, she wrote and mailed letters to all of her students, dropped off supplies at students' homes during virtual learning, and more. She even coordinated a pen pal project with a local business to help students feel more connected to their community.
Well, could another pandemic be on the horizon?
Why health experts say COVID-19 may not be the last pandemic we see in our lifetime.
And an evening rain shower is possible. Most of us will enjoy pleasant and clear weather. And Gary's back with his first warn forecast.
Get your outdoor projects done right with Menards. With the best selection of pressure-treated lumber and the inventory to back it up, now is the time to get that outdoor project you've been meaning to get to done. Best yet, we've made it convenient for you to get in and get out. Whichever the project, Menards has the pressure-treated lumber to get it done.
Save big money at Menards.
Summerfest built its rep on thrilling performances, countless rock and roll Hall of Famers, emerging artists, and innovators.
And the best is yet to come.
More shows you'll brag about attending, more performers becoming legends.
More of everything that makes Summerfest, well, Summerfest.
So come as you are and come together on the lakefront for the summer's biggest party. Oh yeah, it's on. Summerfest, presented by American Family Insurance. Tickets on sale now.
It's no secret, Robertson is Wisconsin's aesthetic leader. But with results this natural, patients can keep it a secret if they want. Our secret to the best skin of your life, HydraFacials. Book a free consultation to learn how HydraFacials are different at Robertson.
McGann Furniture in Baraboo reminds you to be sure to ask about delivery options when shopping for new furniture. Because every store is different. Some stores have very specific restrictions, while others charge you an arm and a leg. At McGann's, we take pride in our skilled delivery team, and in most cases, delivery is free. And remember, at McGann's, we don't inflate prices only to mark them down for a sale. Stop in today and discover the difference. You'll be glad you did. McGann Furniture, downtown Baraboo.
As much as we try to plan in life, there's always the unexpected. At the Burrish Group at UBS, we're ready. Ready with a team of financial advisors that help you with your financial life, to help you plan for the good times and manage the surprises, with strategies designed to help maintain your lifestyle and stay the course. Give us a call today to start the conversation.
7-day average of new COVID cases is dropping slightly in Wisconsin, but the average still sits at over 1,500 new cases. And even though the pandemic, of course, isn't over, health officials are still worried about the next pandemic.
COVID-19 is transmitted from animals to humans, and viruses like it are becoming more common. Christina Laurie explains why and what's being done to stop that.
Before COVID, the possibility of a new disease emerging seemingly out of nowhere and spreading around the world in a matter of days sounded like the plot of a science fiction movie.
Will we have a pandemic in our lifetime? Absolutely.
But some researchers had been warning this would happen and will again.
I mean, one thing we learned in the past year is that we weren't fully prepared to deal with a pandemic.
COVID-19 is what's known as a zoonotic virus, or one that's transmitted from animals to humans. The first interactions usually happen when people either have direct contact with animals or eat contaminated food.
The encroachment of human species into areas where animals are present also increases that chance for all sorts of pathogens, mainly viruses, to sort of jump from one species to the other.
That's becoming more common. In just the last century, humans destroyed half of the world's rainforests, killing many predators and increasing the number of prey, like rats and mice, animals that are more likely to spread viruses to humans.
I think the question is, how prepared are we for the next pandemic?
The good news is we've learned a lot from this pandemic that could reduce our risk of future outbreaks. We've learned the importance of stopping the spread early.
There's lots of interest in developing a vaccine that would tackle, it's called a pan-coronavirus vaccine.
The effectiveness of vaccines.
One that could potentially target the proteins on the coronaviruses that cause the common cold, also the coronaviruses that cause lower respiratory infections like the one we have now.
And the importance of crossing party and country lines to fight a common enemy, COVID-19.
That it takes leadership.
In Madison, Christina Laurie, News 3 Now.
Wisconsin's vaccination rate is slowly rising, with 52% of all residents now considered fully vaccinated.
And Gary is back with the first WARN forecast.
Not a bad day today. You have a few showers that popped up late this afternoon across central Wisconsin. Those are drifting southward, but you can see they're very widely scattered. Most of us will probably miss out on them altogether. The better chances will be north of Madison, and I think once we get past sunset, those showers will fall apart pretty rapidly because the atmosphere kind of cools down, and that allows these showers to fall apart. But every once in a while, you see a flash of lightning show up with the shower, so you can't rule out an isolated shower or thunderstorm. 3 things you need to know in our forecast. Dry weather will continue through Saturday with temperatures on a warming trend. We'll be in the lower 70s tomorrow, upper 70s for Friday, and then Saturday we'll take a big jump up into the middle 80s with southerly winds pushing our temperatures up to summer-like levels. It'll only be around for one day. I think Sunday we'll be back into the upper 70s. Meantime, tropical storm warnings are in effect for part of the Florida Gulf Coast, and that's because of Tropical Storm Mindy. Just formed late this afternoon. Maximum sustained winds 45 miles per hour. It's just southwest of Panama City, Florida. The forecast for Mindy will bring it right across northern Florida and southern Georgia, bringing some heavy rain over the next day or so, and then back out into the Atlantic Ocean as it weakens into a tropical depression and then just kind of fizzles out. So that's the good news. It's moving pretty quickly and probably won't bring really heavy amounts of rain to the southeastern part of the country. Hurricane Larry is southeast of Bermuda by about a couple hundred miles, moving to the northwest, and maximum sustained winds are at Category 2 strength and expected to maintain that strength as it passes just to the east of Bermuda. Then it goes north and northeast and gradually loses its tropical characteristics, emerges with another area of low pressure, becomes a very strong weather system that still has hurricane force winds as it passes by the Canadian Maritimes. And take a look at this. It brings it close to Greenland, and that rain changes to snow in the colder air over Greenland. So very unusual for a system this strong to make it that far north, but Larry could be one of those that does that. Temperatures across much of the Midwest today. Northern part of the Midwest, relatively cool, 60s and lower 70s. To the south and west, temperatures are in the 80s through Kansas, Nebraska. Upper level winds right now from the north and northwest. That's what's bringing down a little shot of cooler Canadian air, but that jet stream bounces up to the west of us, so that'll show a warming trend over the next couple of days. Those showers, again, mainly in the vicinity of this trough of low pressure, and that will fizzle out as we head into the later evening hours. Temperatures are cool here, a little warmer to our south and west where there's been a little more sunshine. But those dew point temperatures are low, so some of that rain may not even be reaching the ground. Those showers kind of fizzling out and drying up as they fall out of the clouds. 73 for high tomorrow with partly sunny skies. Don't think we'll see any rain tomorrow. And in fact, we should stay dry for Friday and Saturday. Upper 70s for Friday, mid 80s for Saturday. Just a slight chance for a shower Sunday. Then some iffy shower and thunderstorm chances early next week with a warm up toward the end of next week.
And coming up in sports, the schedule is out when the Badger men tip off Big Ten play and who they'll face twice in the conference. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
What does your retirement future look like? With a well-built retirement, your future can look bright. Your financial home secure. Retirements are built here every day. Call now and start building yours.
What does it mean to fight for what's right? To us, it means helping accident victims get their lives back to normal again. Habish, Habish, and Rotier. We fight for what's right.
At J.P.Morgan, the only definition of wealth that matters is yours. It can be a smaller house, but a bigger nest egg, a goal to work toward, or the freedom to walk away. With 200 years of experience, personalized advice, and commission-free trades on an award-winning app, we're working for you. Planning, investing, advice. J.P.Morgan Wealth Management.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers, and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
Looks like they finally got rid of that trip hazard. They pump it full of mud? It ain't mud, Jack.
Where are the patched holes? Where's the splashed mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Concrete lifting technologies can quickly raise and level any concrete surface using cutting-edge foam technology made in Wisconsin. Fast and accurate and eco-friendly.
How did those guys do it? Where are the holes? Where's the mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Time is of the essence when planning for retirement. So take the time now to make sure yours is well built. Retirements are built here every day. Retirement Income Planning, LLC.
The effects of this tremendous act of terrorism are felt all the way here in Madison. A day no one can forget 20 years later. Former members of the News 3 Now team reflect on the local impact of the 9/11 attacks. Thursday on News 3 Now at 10.
In almost 2 months, the Wisconsin men's basketball team will be tipping off their non-conference season. But the real games begin during Big Ten play, and we now know when and where the conference begins. Wisconsin opens up things against Indiana at the Kohl Center on December 8th. Out of their 20 league games, UW will play home and homes with Michigan State, Minnesota, Ohio State, Purdue, Rutgers, Nebraska, and Indiana. The Badgers will also host Iowa, Penn State, and Michigan. Like the men, the Badger women also dropped their conference schedule today. Marissa Mosley's first Big Ten game will be at Northwestern on December 5th. 4 days later, they'll welcome Michigan to Madison. And good news for Wisconsin, they'll only have to play last year's top 3 teams, Maryland, Indiana, and Rutgers, once. For the 3rd straight year, the Packers open up the season on the road. But Sunday's game is going to be more like a neutral site game for Green Bay. Remember, Matt LaFleur and company faced the Saints in Jacksonville. No more Drew Brees for New Orleans, but Alvin Kamara is still there. And in last year's meeting, he lit the Packers defense up, gaining 197 total yards and scored twice. Big part of that, bad tackling.
He's got great vision. He's got the ability to put his foot in the ground and get vertical. And we're going to have to gang tackle. He's going to make some guys miss. There's no doubt about it. That's what he's done his entire career. And I'm sure that, it won't change Sunday. However, what we need to do is just ensure that we have more than one guy at the point of attack.
Don't forget to tune into the Badger Blueprint tonight at 10. Wisconsin State Journal columnist Jim Polzine and I break down what went wrong for Wisconsin in Week 1 and look ahead to their matchup against Eastern Michigan on Saturday night. And Steve Stricker announced his 6 captains' picks for this year's Ryder Cup. Jordan Spieth, Daniel Berger, Xander Schauffele, Harris English, Tony Finau, and Scotty Scheffler round out the American team's roster. The Ryder Cup tees off at Whistling Straits in 2 weeks. Gary?
The skies are partly sunny across southern Wisconsin. Here's the view from the Edgewater Skycam in downtown Madison. A few light showers, mainly north of town, and I think those will die down pretty quickly by mid to late evening. Temperatures are in the mid-60s to the lower 70s. A lot of those 60s in areas that have a little more cloud cover and maybe a little better chance for a shower. But the dew point temperatures are right around 50, so the air is pretty dry. That means some of those showers may not even reach the ground. Look for skies to clear out overnight. Low temperature dropping to about 51. High tomorrow is 73 at partly sunny skies in the afternoon. 78 on Friday, 86 on Saturday with a little taste of summer. And then as we head into next week, some shower and thunderstorm chances early in the week and warmer weather at the end of the week.
And we want to wish our producer, Melissa, best of luck as she leaves us tonight for Indiana. Best of luck.
Do something good, everyone. We'll see you at 10.